Hello, everyone. This is a late night, early morning chat with Al, and I just finished watching the Tyson Fury bout with Deontay Wilder. Hats off to Tyson Fury. Tremendous victory, TKO in 7. He just mugged Wilder. He fought a beautiful fight. He just mugged Wilder. He was more aggressive. He worked behind the jab. He dropped Wilder twice. Really, I thought he dropped him 3 times because there was one where Wilder was going down after the first knockdown. It probably should have been counted as a second knockdown. Kenny Bayless, good ref. I thought he missed that. Also, I thought it was kind of ridiculous when Kenny Bayless deducted a point. It didn't matter, though. To get to the what might be thought of a controversy of the corner stopping the fight, let buyer beware. I was rooting for Deontay Wilder. I'm a Deontay Wilder fan. And I was watching with Nurse Teresa, and I'm saying stop the fight. His eardrum was most likely broken. He was getting mugged. He was taking a beating. I think the corner stopping the fight, they gave him opportunity. He was going to get hurt bad. So hats off to Mark Breland in the corner for stopping the fight. No shame in that. You don't want to see, I know fighters want to go out on their shield, but this reminded me of a fight back in the day, Roberto Duran, Davey Moore at Madison Square Garden, and Roberto Duran mugged him. I mean, mugged him. You can find that fight on YouTube. This reminded me of that, where Tyson Fury didn't back up. As much as I love Deontay Wilder, he has the big go home right, but he does a lot of things wrong. And what they did, I was talking with T-Dub after the first fight, our good friend T-Dub from What's Blazing in Sports. If you haven't subscribed to that channel, you should. Wonderful boxing channel and much more. I felt that Fury could improve on what he did, and Wilder is just, that's the way he fights. The only thing I was hoping Wilder would throw some left hooks, but Tyson Fury just never gave him the opportunity. Came out, he jabbed, he backed him up, he forced the action. He came in at 273 pounds. That's a big, strong man, Tyson Fury, as well as boxing ability. And he just leaned on him. He kind of did what he did. He kind of did what he did to Stevie Cunningham way back when. You know, it was he did a marvelous job of boxing, using his size and just wearing him down. He had the cute tactic. He put him in the headlock and he'd lean on him. The only thing that Tyson Fury, and the corners said it too, he got overexcited and he smothered himself at times. But great fight by Tyson Fury, and it just sets up a mega matchup. Let me say hello to people in the chat. The JD, Philip Reynolds, everything Star Wars. Poor man's soul. Yeah, he jumped right on him. You're right, poor man's soul. He jumped right on him, and he worked behind the jab. He backed him up. He used his bigger frame, and he's a tremendous boxer on top of it. And he hits hard. People who don't think Tyson Fury hits hard, and I think he broke the eardrum of Deontay Wilder. A lot of blood was coming out of the ear. What was that? Round 2. I think it was round 3 that happened. Round 3. Nurse Teresa's chiming in round 3 as we watched the fight together. Yeah, the jab was fantastic. Poor man's soul. Let me just, he says, I mean, that was masterful display of using extra 40 pounds and just wear down from the beginning. Yeah, if you remember the fight with Stevie Cunningham, I think that was his first fight in the U.S. at Madison Square Garden. He did the same thing. And Stevie Cunningham actually dropped Tyson Fury in that fight. And then Fury just wore him down and knocked him out. But Fury, the only thing I can say is he crowded himself a little too much. And again, I was going for Wilder, but Fury fought this is what I was afraid of as being a Wilder fan. I didn't think Wilder could improve his game. All those bad habits he had caught up to him tonight. And it was Tyson Fury who was the only guy who could really expose him a lot. He backed straight up and he got hit. He can't, the one thing was he was trying to load up, but once Fury hit him and hurt him, it was over. And once he broke that eardrum, the equilibrium's gone. A masterful performance from Tyson Fury. Masterful performance. As Poor Man Soul says, the strategy of smothering Wilder worked beautiful. Absolutely. It was wonderful. It was hats off. I think he was more aggressive. The one I said this to T-Dub when we were talking with What's Blazing in Sports after the first fight. Tyson Fury didn't do this. Like in the first fight, he'd make a miss and he'd do the extra head movement. I'm like, throw a counter. He didn't even want a counter. He led. And when he went to Kronk, like they say, when you go to Kronk, Emmanuel Stewart's one thing, be first, be first, be first, throw punches. And so that was Emmanuel Stewart's nephew in his corner, along with Andy Lee, who's his cousin. Andy Lee fought out of Kronk for a time. Danny Gray's card, so the fight was a bummer. I don't think it was a bummer. I liked the fight. I enjoyed the whole fight card. I enjoyed the fight, but if you felt it was a bummer, that's fine. I enjoyed the fight. I was going for Deontay Wilder. Sometimes the guy you go for doesn't win. But to watch the masterful performance of Tyson Fury, again, like Poor Man Soul says, he used his extra body weight and frame along with aggressive boxing beautifully. And this sets up a mega fight with Anthony Joshua. Can you see that at Wembley Stadium? 80,000 people pack that. Most likely Tyson Fury's last fight. Anyone in the chat, Poor Man Soul, what, because he seems like he's a big Tyson Fury fan, what we know what the positives were. What did you see any negatives with Tyson Fury tonight? The one negative, it's he smothered himself a bit when he got a little over anxious, you know. So that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. You know, it wasn't Danny N. Gray's cards and toys kind of fight. I get it. And that's a wonderful channel. Check his channel out. Does wonderful stuff with his son and a lot of NASCAR racing. It's a good channel. Poor Man Soul says, but I'm a boxing enthusiast. I enjoyed the fight. I enjoyed the fight card. I thought Wilder's corner did him a favor. He was going to take a hellacious beating. Johnny Greenhands, Johnny the King. How you doing, my friend? He says, going to bed, dropping love to you, my brother, the King Al, the real king bows to kings. No, that's our good friend, Johnny the King. Hope all is well. Hope everything is going good with you and your lovely significant other and your mom and everybody. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Itinerant Hobbyist, what's up, fools? I have no idea about boxing, but gotta come on and say hello to Al. Well, thank you. You have a wonderful video up on your military strategy tabletop games. I have to check that out. I saw that, so thank you for stopping by. And the match was Tyson Fury fought a tremendous fight. The one downside I saw with Tyson, he smothered himself at times. Even his corner said, "You're smothering yourself. You're too close. You're too close." He couldn't throw that. But he threw some good uppercuts on the inside. He just beat. It was a mugging. Go back. It was a mugging. He mugged Deontay Wilder. He said he was going to do it. He did it. Now, he didn't knock him out in 2 rounds. He dropped him. I thought Wilder went down 3 times. Not with the trip. I thought he went down after the first knockdown. I thought the second time he went down should have been counted as a knockdown. I thought Kenny Bayless was a little, and I like Kenny Bayless as a referee. I thought he was a little over exuberant, taking a point away. That being said, Kenny Bayless did warn both corners about the holding and hitting and the rough stuff, but you can't take a point away there, I felt. So, Johnny Greenhand says, boxing fan, love Tyson. Knockout artist, love Wilder. The fight will go on. Again, I was going for Wilder. I'm just a Wilder. I like Tyson Fury too, but I'm a Wilder fan. But this is what I was worried about, especially when I saw the weight. I went, oh, he's coming in at 273. But then I was like, okay, Wilder put on some weight, 230, 231, I think. I think it was 231. Okay, he bulked up a bit, but that's a strong 270-pound man. That's Primo Carnera with boxing skill. You know, and he boxed beautifully, and he did all the cute little tricks to wear down a smaller fighter. Get him in the headlock, force him to the ropes, put your body weight on him, and he was hitting him on top of it. As the immortal Biggie Shack says, yo, I streamed the fight on my channel. Be careful with that stuff, man. You don't want to get caught with that. But yeah, how'd you like the fight? I enjoyed it. My guy lost, but I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole fight card. I thought it was fun. A fun fight card. Came off at a reasonable time. I don't really care too much for the ring entrances. They're kind of silly, but I like the old-fashioned days. You just jog into the ring. Let's get going. It was a good fight. I thought it was a good fight. Again, sometimes your fighter wins. Sometimes your fighter loses. My fighter that I enjoy watching lost. I will say this. I was very happy that they stopped the fight. He was going to get hurt bad. Again, go back. It reminded me of Roberto Duran, Davey Moore, Madison Square Garden, 1983, I think. Where Roberto Duran just mugged Davey Moore, who was from the Bronx. He just mugged him at the Garden. He beat him to a pulp. And that's what was happening to Deontay Wilder. The immortal Biggie Shack says, I was okay. It was okay. I said Fury would win. Yeah, it was a good. Fury fought. Very smart fight. He was the one who. The thing I feared was Fury could improve on what he was doing. He didn't do the extra head roll. He threw more punches. I knew when they'd go back. They even talked about it. And I'll talk about our good friend T-Dub and What's Blazing in Sports. He's going to go back and look and say, my God, I could have hit him more. I was too enthralled with my head rolling and my defense. And they went back, and Tyson Fury even said it. I should have hit him more. I didn't hit him enough. I wasn't aggressive. And once he hurt Wilder, he broke his eardrum. It was all done. It's all done. Your equilibrium is gone. And he just stayed on him. He mugged him. He beat him down. Wilder, to his credit, no quit in Deontay Wilder. Mark Brilliant stopped the fight in the corner. You could see they showed it. He went to the commission. He said, our fighter's done because you can't throw the towel in anymore. In most places, it's forbidden. The corner cannot stop a fight. You can go to the commission and request it be stopped. Then they signal the referee to stop the fight. And he saved. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nurse Teresa. Some water. They saved him a beating. He wanted to go out on his shield. Most pugilists want to go out on their shield, the great ones. But I'm glad it didn't go to that. He'll come back another day to fight. But again, it just sets up that huge matchup with Anthony Joshua. I see it at Wembley Stadium, 80,000 people or more. That's like Frank Bruno and Lennox Lewis all over again. Huge, huge matchup. Oh, absolutely, Johnny. Johnny, we're gonna have Johnny the King joining us. Let's do it. Hold on a second. I thought you were going, yeah. Let's hold on one moment, Johnny the King. Let's see. It's been a while since I did StreamYard. All right, invite, copy. Click on that, Johnny. You'll come right in. We're going to have Johnny the King, our good friend from Ireland. One of the number one YouTubers and great people out there. And there's Johnny the King. Johnny. Let me get rid of that now.
Can you hear me, Al?
Yes, I can.
Wait, can you?
Wait, let's not do that. Hold on. I got to do it over here. Bear with me one moment. I got to get rid of that.
No worries, my brother.
Okay, there we go. It's gone. Okay, how are you? How's everything going?
Al, hang on a second.
Yes, sir.
Hang on. You are my old friend, yeah?
Absolutely.
I'm a wildling. So you know I'm a wildling, yeah?
You look good.
I bout to know. Thank you, Al, but I bout to know, man, yeah? But I'm going to take my headphone out so I can't hear you, yeah?
Okay.
So this is honesty and genuineness, yeah? I'm a wildling. If anybody knows Game of Thrones, we bow to no one but to Sir Al. Sir Al, yeah?
Bless you, my son. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. I love you, man.
I will do that to no other man. I will do that to no other man.
I know. I deeply appreciate that. You are the best.
Al.
I know that.
That's honesty.
How's your dog? I see your dog behind you, just chilling. Oh, you can't hear. You can't.
That's baby Ghost. Man.
I know. Look at baby Ghost.
There, Al, to talk about the fight. I put 10 euro, which is like $1 million in American currency.
I wish you did. I wish you did.
I put 10 euro on Tyson Fury to beat Deontay Wilder by points, because what boxing teaches me, and Al, the same way Al, the way Al speaks about boxing, man, is it's religious. I love the way you speak about boxing, and
Thank you.
I think from my boxing knowledge, is what happened was expected to happen. Deontay Wilder is an amazing puncher.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing. His knockout power is ridiculous. But boxing favors the boxer. And you know what? Tyson Fury is a boxer.
He's a very good boxer. He's a big man. He's light on his feet. This is the thing I feared, because I thought Fury could improve what he did off the first fight, right? I was talking with I keep going back to my friend T-Dub on What's Blazing in Sports. And I said, he's going to look at that fight we were talking about, and we said the same thing. He's going to say, I could have hit him more. I could have hit him more. Because in the first fight, Johnny, he would slip, and then he'd do that extra. I'm like, he should have thrown a punch there. I'm glad he didn't throw a punch, because he could have tagged Wilder. And again, I had the first fight, I had Fury winning by 2 rounds, 2 points, but they were close. So the draw I could see, and again, I picked Wilder. I was going for Wilder in both fights.
Because the knockouts, though, wasn't it? The knockouts do count. Like whether, it's like knockouts. Like as much as we love the science of boxing, it's like when you put someone down, it's like that.
You win the round 10-8 usually. You should win the round by 2 points, no matter what the other guy does. You win the round. Yeah,
I agree.
And Johnny, you want to put? Your little.
I'm leaning over here.
I'm sorry. Okay. I get to see your handsome. I want to see your full handsome face, my friend.
Soral, we bow to Soral, the boxing legend.
So what time is it? 6 hours. You're 6 hours. So it is. Holy.
It's 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Al, I'm going to give you context. I'm going to give you a story here.
Yes, sir.
It was my best mate Matty's. It was his girlfriend's 30th. So we all went to his 30th. My voice is
happy birthday
kind of broken. No, I will pass that on.
Oh, sorry.
Halfway through it, it's like we're all looking at each other, going, how's the Tyson fight going? We're all looking at our phones, trying to play it cool. And it's like, and my best mate, he's as Irish as I am.
Yeah,
he bet on Deontay Wilder knocking Tyson Fury out. And I bet, so this is to show how unbiased we are.
Oh, I know that.
And I bet on Tyson Fury is either, he's not knocking Deontay Wilder out.
He mugged him. He mugged him.
Do you get me?
Oh, I know. I know what you're saying.
He's taking this on points. This is, for me, in my opinion, the best words I heard about Tyson Fury is, Tyson Fury's a weirdo. He does weird things. And it's like, exactly.
He does.
Exactly.
Yes, he does. He does.
He's this big dude that moves in this weird way. And I'm like,
he's very
weird.
He's very light on his feet. Very good boxer. His cousin, Yui, not a bad boxer. I think it's his cousin. I could be wrong.
It is.
That.
No,
Yui,
it's his brother. It's his brother. Yui's his brother.
Okay. He's also a boxer. There's another relative who's a heavyweight who's a little smaller, but also another good boxer. I haven't seen him fight in a while, so I don't know if he still does. But he is a freak of nature. He's he has like basketball agility, meaning that he's a big guy. He moves well. He has quick hands. The one thing, he smothered himself. When he had Deontay Wilder hurt, he got a little over exuberant. He smothered himself with the punches. Now, some of that was I'm not talking when he was leaning on him, because that's a different tactic. I'm talking when he was throwing the punches. He kind of got in too close, and then he would try to throw the uppercut, which was good. He landed some good body shots. Again, Deontay, I wish he won on points, because you would have won money, and I would have been happier. But the corner did the right thing. He was hurt bad. I know he didn't want it to be stopped, but they showed the clip. I don't know if you saw it. I don't know the feed you guys have in Ireland. They showed.
Oh, we had a shit connection. Tell me, Al. Tell me.
So he was hurt in the corner, and Wilder was teeing off on him, right? And again, some people might say, oh, he didn't get hit clean. He was getting hit clean enough. And then Wilder, Fury dug a shot to the body, and that's when I knew it was done. And you could see the ref, Kenny Bayless, look over, and he went like that. And I said the corner stopped it because he looked to the corner. And then they showed it later on after the fight where one of the cornermen was just sitting there with his head, like he must have said to Mark Brilliant, they must have talked about it. Because before the round started, the prior round, he says, listen, you got to throw the right hand. Just throw it. You got to just go for it. Throw it. And that's his way of saying, without saying it, this is it. We're not going to let you take a beating. He didn't say it, but I knew what he implied. And when they showed it after the fight, they showed it where he's sitting there and he didn't even have the heart to do it because he knew that he didn't want to. He had Mark. They're both like co-trainers. Mark Brilliant, the former Olympian and world champion, was sitting right next to the commission people. He turns and he goes, that's it. Stop the fight. And they got up on the thing. They go, that's it. Stop it. And then that's when Kenny Bayless said, it's all done. But
that's a warrior mentality, though, isn't it? It's
yeah.
Like it's like obviously they're never fucking going to say no.
No, but you're right. And he wanted to go out, quote unquote, on his shield. But I was sitting with my girlfriend Teresa, and I was like, and I'm rooting for Wilder. I'm like, stop the fight. He's going to get hurt. And he's a strong guy. He's not any kind of not 200%,
strong. 200%. Yeah.
Nobody. His eardrum, to me, I bet you it's broke. The blood was just flowing. His legs weren't there. He got hurt. And then when your eardrum's like that, the equilibrium's all messed up. Tyson Fury, a marvelous job. The one minor, he smothered his punches. His corner even said it. And when he went to Kronk, his cousin Andy Lee fought out of Kronk for a while. And that's when Andy Lee really picked up his game. He actually moved in with Emmanuel Stewart, God rest his soul. I met him many years ago, Emmanuel Stewart, at a boxing function. Really nice man. And like they said, the Kronk thing, there's a lot of different styles. Fighters would come there. And the one thing Emmanuel Stewart always stressed, be first, throw punches. And you saw that tonight with Tyson Fury. He was an aggressive boxer. And the one, Deontay Wilder has a bad habit. He goes backwards. You know what I mean? He does a lot of things wrong, but he had the big equalizer, the right hand, the go home punch.
Didn't he? You know, when it came to Ortiz, like he knocked Ortiz out on the back foot. So when people say Deontay can't fight on the back foot, I'm like, he knocked the motherfucker out on the back foot.
But
you know what I mean? So
and Ortiz was the second. You're talking about the second fight. The second fight. Ortiz was doing better the second fight than he did the first fight, and all of a sudden, boom, it's over.
And it was on the back foot, though. If you watch that, it was on the back foot. So
Ortiz was coming in a little bit, and he caught him. And but what? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
All I was touching is what Deontay does is in my opinion is when people push him, it's kind of like he does a step, but he doesn't even step back though. That's weird about him because he never had it. You know, that's the problem with Deontay. He never had to step back. And when it came to Ortiz, he showed you can step back, man.
Yeah.
Like regardless of the end of this fight, his punching power is absolutely ridiculous. Let's not cancel that out for one fight. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
There are fights in history where a bigger man just wears down the smaller guy. And Wilder's not a small guy, but what happened? The 273 pounds, when he came in at that, I said, I know he's going to fight a certain. When he came to America the first time, he fought a cruiserweight heavyweight, good fighter, Stevie Cunningham, who had actually beat some good quality heavyweights.
He was a cruiserweight,
You're right. And then he dropped him because he was a good fighter. But what Wilder was, what Fury was doing even then before he got dropped was he was wearing him down. And then after that, he just picked it up where he just leaned on him. He leaned on him. And he basically used the same strategy with more boxing, though, because he had to be afraid. When Cunningham dropped him in that fight, he wasn't afraid of his power. But then he got dropped, and he's like, okay, I shouldn't say afraid. He was aware of Deontay Wilder's power from the first fight.
With Cunningham, it was like, man, you ain't going to do shit bad.
Right.
Fuck.
So you remember
with Deontay Wilder, you're like, man, you do have power. So you're gonna be aware of it. Yeah, I agree.
He fought. You couldn't fight a better fight than he did because he took advantage of his weight. He took advantage of his boxing ability. He took advantage of what Deontay Wilder's shortcomings are, where he backs straight up, head up, and then he hurt him. And when he hurt him, he stayed on top of him enough. I thought there were a couple. I turned to Teresa. I said, "Oh, you better not let him off the hook." But then when I saw in the corner the second time, in between rounds, the blood a lot, I'm like, he's all done. He has no equilibrium. He broke his eardrum with that shot when he dropped him.
Perfectly said, Al.
Yeah, yeah. When he hit him, the side of the, he caught him on the ear. He's done. You're not going to fight through that. You're not fighting through that.
And Wilder, what did he call Wilder? The Zulu warrior, the Black African Zulu warrior spirit, which he still is. Nothing of that is gone because he fought on through it. But if we're talking about boxing, Al, is Tyson Fury is the immaculate. He's not the like greatest boxer of all time, but in this era, he is an immaculate.
He is a tremendous athlete for his. He's a tremendous athlete. Period. He has, for such a big man, he's light on his feet. He has quick hands. He moves quickly. He's able to roll with punches. He has a good chin. He got up twice from being decked, especially the first fight, the 12th round. I remember I remember standing up going, "We win." And then he got up. I was like, "Oh my God."
Deontay was dancing and shit. And then Tyson started pushing him. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, everybody, right? That wasn't just an American thing. That was a world thing where we're like, but you're pushing him.
So I give him an A+. He won. You can't now my question to you. Tyson Fury said he had 2 fights left about. This one and Anthony Joshua, he said. If they fight Anthony Joshua, do you hope it's in Europe? I hope it's in Europe. It
has to be. But to be fair though, is like as a European, is America is the pinnacle of boxing because they gave the most credit to boxing where nobody else did. So I have no problem if it's in America either.
I'm hoping.
Anthony Joshua does not do well in America.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping that's like at a soccer stadium. They pack like Wembley, and they pack in 85,000, 90,000 people.
George Groves and Carl Froch, man, they maxed out.
Yep. Yeah. And those are super middleweights.
So, do you know what I'm saying? I like that would easily max it out over here in Europe. But what I'm saying is, America, right? Let's not fuck around. Yeah, I'm Irish, yeah? And America is the home of boxing. So let's not forget this. Yeah, let us all not forget this.
No, I know that. I just think the atmosphere I remember Frank Bruno, Lennox Lewis, and because it was bad weather, they only put like 45,000, I think. I'm trying to remember back, and that was just electric at Wembley. I don't know where they would. I would assume they'd take a soccer stadium. I always say Wembley because I romance it because I want everything to be at Wembley Stadium.
That shit's 100,000 like capacity.
That's 100,000. I'm going to be honest with you. I think they could sell 100,000 for that fight.
Yeah, as the immortal Biggie Shack, who I agree with you, immortal Biggie Shack, and like you are one of Al's homies, man. I go back with Al for years. Like, and this is the first time I get to talk with Al about boxing on the live channel with Al boxing. Yeah.
I used to go on his channel.
I'm culminating. I
used to go on Johnny's channel. He did some funny stuff in the day. He still does. But yeah, it's just a marvel. I favor Fury in a Joshua fight. I just think.
Man, 200%, man. It's total Fury. I'm sorry.
Because Joshua, good, very mechanical. Though he did box, and again, Ruiz came in very fat, more fat than usual. And he boxed very smart where I'm not going to let this guy stay on the inside with me. I'm just going to tattoo him from the outside and win this easy. And that's what he did. So I was impressed with that. I don't think he can do that with Fury. Fury's a much bigger guy. Fury's not going to come at him. Fury's going to set traps.
He's intellectual. Fury is superior intellectual boxing. And the thing is, we look past how he speaks, how he is, oh, fuck. It's like somebody asked Fury before the Wilder fight saying, how is your jaw so strong? And he said, because I eat pussy a lot. That's some crazy shit.
Say that.
And when he sat across from Klitschko and he was going through depression, he said, like, I don't care how our fight goes. And, you know, like, that is so fearful.
Yeah.
And then, and he came on with the
And
Deontay Wilder fight.
that's a good point. He's been battling, he battles depression, and hopefully he's able to. That's not an easy thing to do, obviously. Let me go to the chat real quick, Johnny. The immortal Biggie Shack says, I think Wilder is still better than Joshua. They could still make that fight. I think if you're Fury and Joshua, you make this fight now if you're the promoters. And he also says, I'd like to see Fury Wilder 3. That's a possibility. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Fury wants one more fight with Anthony Joshua, make a ton of money. He's already made a ton of money. Amish Elvis is here. How you doing? He says, it's like New Year's. The voice of of the American people can be heard exhorting truth around the world. Our good friend Amish Elvis.
I agree though. I agree.
Do you want to see a Wilder Fury 3? I'd rather see Fury Joshua. That's me.
Or if we had a chronological order, yes. I'd rather see Fury drop Joshua, but I would love to see another Fury versus Wilder fight. I think this event was humbling, but I think the first event with Wilder and Tyson was very humbling because Tyson came off depression. He was out of weight. He was out of shape.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it kind of made everybody else turn their heads, going, "Fuck me, you are amazingly talented."
Absolutely. I've said that from when he fought. I watched him fight on YouTube and stuff, and then when he came to America, I go back to the Stevie Cunningham fight, and I'm watching it, and I'm trying to explain to my friends after, you don't understand what he just did.
And he punched himself in the face before, I know.
I was like, you don't understand what he did. He just wore down a guy who's a really good fighter marvelously. And again, he used those same tactics with more boxing skill this time around to do that to Deontay Wilder, a tremendous world-class boxer, one of the best in this era.
200% agree with everything you said.
In this era. So 200%. The way I see oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Al, for a second. No. Can I ask, because you said in this era, so I'm asking from an outside point of view. If I look at, and I said this to my friends, and I said, if I'm looking at like a boxer with such immense power, yeah, which is what Deontay Wilder has, regardless of the result. Let's be real. I'm speaking as a boxing fan here.
Yeah.
Results will go your way, and you go against it. That's like, what I'm saying is, the hardest hitter ever, in my opinion, is Ken Norton.
Ken Norton hit hard.
I put Wilder to that. Do you get me?
Yeah. That's an interesting comparison. Ken Norton could hit hard. He had a lot of trouble, like most people, with big punchers. George Foreman annihilated him. Ernie Shavers annihilated him. Yeah. Jerry Cooney got him at the end, but he always had.
Ali said that fucker hit the strongest.
Oh, yeah, because he was Ali's kryptonite. I've watched those 3 fights. I don't think Ali won any of them. Second one was close. He definitely didn't win the third one at Yankee Stadium. There's no way. The thing that cost Norton, he had the fight in his mind won, and he started playing with Ali, like taunting him back, and that might have cost him the third, but I don't think so. But yeah, he was just a perfect foil against Ali. Ali, he didn't get psyched out by Ali. He loved it, but yeah.
So do you think that would that be like because I always try to compare because they say Wilder is the biggest hitter, and I'm like, well, Ken Norton, that motherfucker could hit hard.
Wilder with the one, what he reminds me of with a different style, Ernie Shavers, except Shavers never won a title. Wilder did. Wilder has tremendous. If he hits anybody, he can knock him out. He just hits so hard. Tyson Fury would get, when he beat Klitschko, I was so happy because the Klitschko brothers were real good, but they were so boring for boxing. They weren't good for boxing. Tyson Fury would give any heavyweight from 70s era. You can't. Here's the thing. I love boxing, but I'm not silly. I know fighters from the 50s and below, and the 60s and below. Some of them.
Al, that's what I wanted to come on.
They're blown up cruiserweights now. Okay, doesn't take anything away. Rocky Marciano's great. Period. He's a small heavyweight. Could he fight someone like a Klitschko? It'd be very difficult. I'm not being silly. Joe Frazier would have trouble with someone like a Klitschko, and I love Joe Frazier. I met him. He's God rest his soul.
The robotic right hand movement to the body.
Muhammad Ali is a different class because he was a bigger fighter. Joe
Muhammad
Lewis.
Ali is Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, Joe Lewis would probably be about 215 pounds if he fought today. You have to assume they're going to train a certain way to put a little weight on. And Joe Lewis had a murderous right hand. But it's tough. That's the only weight division, in my opinion. It's tough to say because the heavyweights were a lot smaller up until the 70s. Even the 70s, Jerry Quarry fought at 195 pounds, and he was a hell of a heavyweight from the 60s to the mid 70s.
And so, now we're in the 270 section. You know what I mean?
And you're not. Well, I mean, Primo Carnera weighed 265 pounds, okay? But he couldn't box. He was just a strong guy, and he could use a jab a bit, and they basically...
would that be like Margarito? Margarito of the younger section, where it's like, you're big, and you're in weight. It's like,
so you're looking at Tyson Fury as a Primo Carnera who has a lot of skill, meaning he's strong, right? And he has a lot of skill. And that's really difficult to beat.
Al, could I ask you why does he get no credit for his boxing skill up to now? Because as you pointed out for a second, though, Al.
Yep.
As you pointed out, it's he got knocked out by Steve Cunningham, who was a cruiserweight, and then he was shit talking David Hay and David. No, but I agree with you. Like, I'm not saying like you're wrong.
No, you said knocked out by accident. I'm just saying.
Sorry, knocked down.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was a flash knockdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for correcting me. I appreciate it. No, you're completely correct. Forgive my poor wording there. But
no. I just didn't want people to think. I know you know what you're talking about.
what I'm trying to touch upon is when Steve Cunningham was coming up, he was an up and comer, and it was a flash knock down. Yeah. And he got up from it. So from that, and then you see clips about Tyson Fury hitting himself in the face. And then you think gypsy, Irish, yada, English, whatever. You're not going to think much. But for a second. Yeah. The reason you're not going to think much about a boxer like that is because you're like, well, not many great technical boxers come from that.
I was just going to say that.
That's true, though. And that's true.
But he is he is unbelievable at his boxing skills. Here's the thing that Ali spoiled a lot.
Credit for that, though.
Yeah, he should. I always give him credit for that. Here's the thing that people who think about Ali, they think, oh, that's the way all boxing should be. No, everyone boxes different. It's still boxing. Tyson Fury's light on his feet. He throws a good jab. He's quick with his combinations. The one thing I always said Tyson Fury does a little too much is he plays a little too much. You saw in this fight,
200%.
He did not play. I don't think he once he did that whole thing with his tongue, which was like he said I wanted to taste his blood, so they were interpreting. That's the one time I thought I saw him play, and I was like, don't do that. He was very focused in I'm going to get the job. Not that when he played he's not focused. He likes to entertain. I don't know if you saw this. He sang after the fight, "Bye Bye American Pie." He had the whole crowd singing. It was awesome. It was unbelievable. Teresa and I were sitting on the couch and we're singing along. He's good for boxing. And he's a magnificent boxer. Here's the other thing people underestimate him. They underestimate his strength, which I don't understand how you do that if you've watched any of his fights. And they underestimate his punching power. He can punch hard. He's 270 pounds, quick hands. It's going to hurt. Maybe he doesn't have the one punch power that Deontay Wilder has, but he will hurt you.
Yeah, and 200%. And you know, Al, what's going on? The immortal.
I gotta go to the chat.
Yeah, but what he's saying is, not as good as Lewis's jab, though. I agree. And he's saying our Foreman's I agree, my friend. Yeah, but
Foreman and Lewis had tremendous jabs. But I'm going to tell you this:
their footwork was never as good. Like
Lewis was not. He would give Foreman and Lewis trouble because of his boxing ability. Lewis would have a better chance against him than Foreman because Foreman. I'm talking young George Foreman, and who I love. I love both George Foreman.
Legend. So do I. Yeah, so
don't take a young George Foreman. If he didn't catch you within 4 or 5 rounds, he tired, and he chucked that up to anxiety. He would have anxiety that he was always tense, and he's throwing the punches, and he would tire himself out. He said when he came back to win the title later on, when he fought Evander Holyfield, he went 12 tough rounds with him. After 8 rounds, that fight's dead even. We had 50 people in my house or more watching that fight years ago, and I'm sitting there going, it was funny because in that fight and after that fight, he did an interview and he goes, if I knew what I knew now back then, he goes, I'm not being like arrogant or cocky. He goes, I might not have lost just because I would get when he got older, he goes, I know how to stay calm now. I know how to stay calm.
It's kind of like the Sugar Ray Leonard shit, where it's like you know what you can do and what you can't, kind of. So you improvise. Do you know what I mean? So you improvise your best technique, regardless of your flaws. Like,
well, what George Foreman did was incredible. What he did to come back and win the title when he beat Michael Moorer. It's incredible,
amazing. I mean, and George Foreman was that good that he elevated like Muhammad Ali to where he is now. Yeah. That's like, it's kind of like Ali, right, for a second though. Yeah. It's kind of like comics, yeah. It's like Batman, yeah. Some people like Batman, some people don't. But the reason why Batman is so great is because they have the Joker. That's why Batman.
You gotta have your great. You gotta have your.
Muhammad Ali's story is he's Batman, and George, like, you know what I mean, George Foreman is the Joker.
Muhammad Ali, great point, because they brought it up in the fight tonight or this morning, wherever you're watching or just past. You have to have the dancing partner, and Deontay Wilder and Fury had their dancing partners. They made a lot of money. Hats off to them. Yes. I like to say hello to Lost Survivor. He says, "Man, this one hurt." OTDA. He says, cheers, Alan, Johnny, hitting and sharing. Thank you very much, my friend.
Salute, Davis. Salute. You know I'm here with the boxing.
OTDA. All hail the Empire.
You know David, man. Yeah, Davis, the old school gangster.
Man. The thing with Ali, he had Frazier, he had Norton, he had Foreman.
The best villains to be the hero. He had the best
Jerry. He had
the hero.
He had Jerry Corey twice. He had good fight, and he beat them. Frazier beat him once. Norton beat him once. And then he lost to Spinks at the end. And he should never fought Burbick in the Bahamas. But you have to have the foil. Or the partner. You have to have the dancing partner. If you don't have you could be the greatest fighter, but if there's no one there to challenge you, everyone's like, yeah, who do you fight? And that's wrong. That's wrong. They said that. At times you sit there, I'd look at Mayweather and go, then I go back and I look at everyone he fought. I go, he didn't duck nobody. I mean, he ducked Pacquiao for a little while, but that was smart. He waited for him to get a little older and he beat him,
Mayweather's defensive game is
unbelievable.
It's one of the best
unbelievable
of all time, man. It's one of the best of all time. The only reason you hate Mayweather is because he's shit at trash talking. That's the only reason you hate him. If Mayweather was good at trash talking, he'd be Conor McGregor. His trash talking is fucking shit. Not his boxing is amazing.
Oh no, he's. I have, when he did the promotion with Conor McGregor, he's a very smart businessman, right? Okay, he did something. Genius. I'll tell you something. They had 3. I think they had 2 or 3, definitely 2 big fights in September coming up on pay-per-views, right? So he looked at that, and him and Conor McGregor's people, and probably Conor's in on it too. And he goes, "Listen, let's fight in August." No one ever puts a fight on in August, and we beat them by a month, right? So those promoters got mad. The other promoters, why are you doing that? And he goes, "Listen, you worry about your promotion. We'll worry about our promotion." It's just brilliant. And then he's a brilliant businessman and a great boxer. So I don't want to. Our good friend Bleacher Bums Gaming, Anthony in the house. What I think of the fight? The fight was tremendous. I was going for Deontay Wilder. I'm not going to lie. Just like the first fight. I don't dislike Tyson Fury. You have to understand that. I like him. This is what I feared, being a fan of Deontay Wilder, this fight. When I saw the weigh-in, when I saw he came in at 273 pounds, when I saw I'm going to knock him out, which I thought he was just going to be a little more aggressive. And then in the first round, I'm like, I know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to lean on him. He's going to just wear him down if he's able to. He hurt him early, and then he mugged him. He mugged him.
Do you think, Al, do you think that his coaches, right? You know, do you think his original plan was to, now, can I say for the record, I never seen Tyson knocking Wilder out, yeah? And you're a Wilder man, I'm a Tyson man, yeah? I never seen Tyson knocking Wilder out.
I didn't.
But sorry for a second, Al.
No, go ahead.
Do you think that his coaches told him, you know, through that fight, if you just lean on him and tire him, you will get what we need?
I think they looked at the first fight and they said, when Wilder hit you, you were in exchanges. So what they said was, we want you to be first, and when you're not punching and you're in close, you tie him up, you wear him down. When he brought in Emmanuel Stewart's nephew, Andy Lee went to him, his cousin, said, let's do this. Let's do this. And again, they all said it. But when Kronk started taking in fighters that weren't Kronk fighters, like Lennox, when Emmanuel Stewart got so big that people wanted to work with him because he was a brilliant tactician and he could motivate his fighters and get them in good shape. And he was a good guy, right? Lennox Lewis said a lot of different styles went to Kronk later. But the one thing you all learned, right? Be first, throw your punches. Don't wait. And it's a very simple but sound strategy, and that's what he was. Let me go and Anthony from Bleacher Bums Games said Fury's a better technical boxer than Wilder, and I was surprised he chose to attack. That's what I was afraid of, Anthony. He did. We were talking about this fight he had with Stevie Cunningham. Again, I'm not comparing Stevie Cunningham to Deontay. I'm just size-wise.
I agree. I agree with where you're going with this.
We talked about it. Once he started leaning out, first of all, he had to, 1, established a jab. He did that. 2, had to hurt him. He did that. 3, wear him down and keep hurting him. I believe Wilder actually went down 3 times. After the first knockdown, to me, the second time he went down, he got hit. He tried to grab on. He was going down. And a lot of times, sometimes when the other fighter's trying to get away from him, they'll call that a knockdown. Bayless chose to say he pushed him down. Okay, doesn't matter. It's all academic now. But he fought brilliantly. He just, again, like you said, Johnny, there are people, to me, he's a brilliant boxer. I'm not saying he's Muhammad Ali. I'm not saying he's Sugar Ray Leonard. I'm not saying he's Sugar Ray Robinson or whatever boxer. He boxes. He is light on his feet. He is quick with his hands. He has good defense. And he adapts. He changed his whole game plan from the first fight. Thank you, Anthony, for stopping by, my friend. Check out that wonderful channel. Also, quick plug for Anthony. He is the developer of one of my favorite games, Glory Days Boxing Card and Dice. You can get that on sidelinestrategy.com. He has heavyweight set, middleweight set, lightweight set, welterweight set coming out soon. If you like boxing and you like tabletop sports, I highly recommend it. Check it out. Great price point, too. So thank you for stopping by, my friend. Just want to give him a plug. He's a good friend of mine, and I love the game. I play it a lot. So let's see. Let's go to the chat real quick. Immortal Biggie Shack. Fury is brilliant. He did the simplest, correct thing to do. Meanwhile, Wilder bought his own hype. He adapted. You're right, Biggie Immortal Shack. And check out his channel. He does a lot of fun stuff there. Yes.
No, sorry. No, continue, man. Support to all the people that's in your chat, man. Sorry. Yeah. I'll go after you, bro. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's right. He adapted. And again, this was my big fear as a Deontay Wilder fan, that this was going to be the fight he was going to fight. I didn't think he was going to be as aggressive, but he did the right thing. Again, the one takeaway, if you want to give a slight, I don't want to say negative. He smothered himself sometimes punching. And even his corner said, listen, you're smothering yourself. And I'm not talking when he was going in to lean on him. I'm talking about when he was trying to load up and hit him. He got a little over anxious at times. So, but that's it. That's like the smallest, not, he mugged him. I keep saying it because that's what happened. We witnessed a mugging in Las Vegas. We witnessed someone come in who said, we watched the first fight. I know what I did wrong. I adapted and I dominated. And he did dominate this fight. There is no way anyone can think anything otherwise. And this is coming from a Deontay Wilder fan. There's no controversy in the stoppage. You know what the stoppage means? Deontay Wilder has cornermen who actually like him. They don't want to see their fighter annihilated.
Deontay Wilder never gave up.
No. Because there's a boxer
I agree with you.
There's a boxer named Dominic Brazil was fighting Anthony Joshua. He had upset some guy to get a title shot, right? He's a tough guy. He was never beaten Anthony Joshua. This is a few years back. His corner let him stay in there to take a beating for about 8 rounds or 7 rounds. They should have stopped that fight 2 rounds prior. He got knocked unconscious. So there's the difference of showing a corner that loves their fighter going, listen, he's hurt bad. We don't want to see him get hurt. We come back and fight another day.
Could I ask then? Could I ask a random question? Yeah. So I think if you're a boxing enthusiast, I don't want to see Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. I think why does Anthony Joshua get a pass? I'm like Deontay Wilder faced Tyson Fury. I'm like, you know what? You don't get to go to Tyson Fury. I think Deontay Wilder should fight Anthony Joshua.
I'd like to see the reason why I don't think they'll make that.
Because they're afraid. They're afraid of Deontay Wilder.
You don't want to lose.
It's obvious. It's obvious.
You don't. Let's do it as
they're afraid.
If we were Anthony Joshua's promoter, who's Eddie Hearn, I think it's Eddie Hearn.
I'm being honest. They're afraid.
No, I know. No, I know that.
They're afraid of him.
Here's the thing: they had all the cards at one time, and then the Fury Wilder fight was so entertaining. The first one, people are like, yes, and they lost all the cards, and then he lost to Ruiz. Then he came back, he beat Ruiz. But if I'm Eddie Hearn, I go to Bob Arum. Let's make this fight. Let's make this fight because it's going to be a ton of money. And you want to make the most money for your promotion, for your fighter, because you never know when your fighter's done. And if you're the boxer, you should want to get the most bang for your buck because you could go in that ring and you're all done. It's a brutal sport. And if I'm Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, that's the fight I make. They'll go through the bullshit, Johnny, of the, well, this and that, and he's going to get more money. Listen, you're all making a lot of money.
It's bollocks.
But I think they avoided.
Deontay Wilder is the biggest problem in Anthony Joshua's fighting style. You are the biggest problem because you just Anthony Joshua is a very talented fighter, but
stand straight up.
Deontay Wilder, regardless of what happened in this fight tonight, is that Deontay Wilder has that just strikingly weird power where you can just knock him.
And Anthony, what the hell's his name? Ruiz. I can't think of his first name. I went brain dead. Ruiz.
It is Ruiz, yeah.
Right. Good. Again, he's a chubby fighter, and again, he came way out of shape, but he's always a chubby.
Joshua came with arrogance, and that's what
the first fight. You can't fight inside with that little chubby guy because guess what? He has quick hands and he hits pretty good. Anthony Joshua learned that from the second fight he adapted. But the thing with Wilder, he's not going to come inside. He's going to sit there and from distance. And if he hits him with the right hand, he can knock out Anthony Joshua, in my opinion.
To go with your point on a different wave is when Tyson Fury beat Klitschko, that was the legit victory over Klitschko. It was in Germany. That's where he always fights.
And now again,
that was in his background. And then he done cocaine. He didn't give a fuck. Tyson Fury never lost when it came to boxing.
If you remember what he said when they were doing the thing and they're supposed to fight a rematch, right? And Fury's sitting at the press conference. Great line. He goes, "How are you going to beat me? You lost to an out-of-shape fat guy, and I'm training now. I'm going to kick your ass." He goes, "I'm going to knock you out." When he's talking about Klitschko, because Klitschko was, and he's like, you didn't beat me when I was fat and out of shape and drinking. I'm training. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to knock you out. He's an incredible athlete. And the thing I really hope for him that he has his, we'll say, demons under wraps, because he seems like, I don't know the man obviously personally, but he seems nice. He says crazy things. Take that with a grain of salt. Half the times I don't think he means the crap he says anyway.
Al, do you want the fun fact? Is
yes.
When Tyson Fury fought Deontay Wilder for the first time,
yep,
he gave $5 million away to charity.
Yeah, so you don't hear that stuff.
He never spoke about that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He's a nice
guy. What a dude, man.
He's no, I just, there's something about him when you look at him that he has. We all have issues. Listen, don't throw the stones at the glass house thing. I felt
exactly
when I found out just through reading stuff, when the news comes out, he's battling depression. The depression caused substance abuse. You hope he gets his life in order, because you don't want to see anyone, regardless of what they do, go down that path. We've all had, I won't say that. I've had friends who went down that path. Guess what? It doesn't end well.
You have a relation. You have a relation to that road. Yeah.
So I've had relatives who've gone that path who are no longer with us. So
I carried one of my friends to the grave in February because similar shit.
So I always hope that people can overcome that. And we all have stuff that we have to overcome, but so I'm really happy to see, and I think it's good that people can see someone who's battled demons like that succeed.
Trauma, yeah.
So, but
I have a clip. I don't want to get you copyrighted, so I'm afraid to play it, to be honest, because I know.
I've already been whacked out, or I've already been 90 days suspension. Yeah, let's not do that. They won't even monetize my channel because they said I'm a bad risk.
Fucking douche. You're one of the nicest motherfuckers on this, man. That's from me, man. I'm saying Al's one of the nicest dudes on this.
All right.
And so I will paraphrase.
Johnny, though, let me tell you this. I'm going to be moving some of my shows to Twitch, and we can play whatever the hell we want on Twitch. So save that clip, my friend. We'll be playing it on there.
I'm gonna have to give you my email because I don't use any social fucking shit anymore.
You're not on Twitter anymore?
No.
I saw you got a. How's everything going with your loved one? Is that still going a-okay?
We're good, my brother. But I'm just taking a break from every social media department.
No, I know. There's too many. There's
doesn't help. Doesn't help.
A lot of negative stuff out there. A lot of negative.
And I'm done with it. I'd come on to shoot the shit and have a laugh and say the shit that people won't say, but then you have to think about the consequences of, like, when I say the shit people won't say, it's like, well, how does that affect other people? I'm getting older and wiser, I'd like to believe, where I'm like, I'm thinking about that. You know what I mean?
No,
I don't like that.
I do the same thing because I used to do a little bit of politics. I stopped because it's not worth it. It's not even that, because I don't want anyone coming.
Al, you know where we stand.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And without going into anything.
Yeah, we're brothers in arms. We're brothers.
Yes, sir.
But my point is, I want people to come and just enjoy. And I'll tell you what, Johnny, you always respected people's differences of opinions when you did your political stuff, which was absolutely top notch. And you gave everyone. You even used to shut me up. Al, be fair, let them talk. Be like. But no, top notch, Johnny, top notch.
Thank you, bro. That's just
God.
That's home then, bro. Thank you. Al, you and Eduardo Blanco, and you are the nicest people in the community that I've ever met.
I do miss your shows, though. I do miss it. I enjoyed them.
Well, you gave me the release to talk about fucking boxing, man.
Oh, come on anytime. Before we leave, because I know people are leaving it's early, but I love talking boxing. I'm like, I'm gonna go talk boxing. Teresa's like, I'm just gonna go on for 5 minutes. She's like, no, you're not. You're gonna be on. She brought me water. She's such
boxing. Al, I'm on with you talking boxing, man. Al, this is a dream of mine that was never made, and it's made.
But where would you?
Gypsy King, the Gypsy King beat the Yanks, motherfucker. Europe won, America nil, motherfucker.
Yeah. That's kind of harsh.
Man, y'all do the same shit, man. Come on.
You're right. You're right.
What's the point?
But I don't just again. I don't just
What's the point of fucking winning if you're not gonna win? You know what I mean?
exactly. I don't. Hey, I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking you.
Yeah, I don't knock it. Yeah, you get that high pitched voice in your voice. Yeah, Deontay Wilder, bang.
So the
Next.
immortal Biggie Shack says, "How'd I get 90-day suspension? I showed a fight. That's how I got a 90-day suspension." That's why I say, be careful what you do.
Yeah, regardless of boxing is well, not regardless of boxing. This is absolute boxing. We're on Al's channel. It has to be about that. Is when it comes to boxing, the Americans made boxing like so prestigious. For a second, Al, it made it so prestigious. Whether it's an American that's the top dog, or European that's the top dog, or an African or an Asian, it doesn't matter. Is America made boxing like what it is, and you do have to remember that. You know what I'm saying? And it's so nice to come in if you're not American and claim it. It's so nice with ability. That's so nice. But remember where boxing got famed for, and it is America.
Again, I hope that the Joshua. I hope they make Fury Joshua. 2, I hope it's at Wembley Stadium with 100,000 people packed in.
But that's bollocks, though. Why does Joshua get a shot against Fury? Like, if anything, Joshua has to talk to fucking Mr. Wilder. No fucking.
But they're not going to do that because they're going to. The promotion wants them.
Because Wilder would knock him the fuck out. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Wilder would knock Joshua out.
Let's. If we're Eddie Hearn, pretend we're Eddie Hearn. We have Anthony Joshua.
You
right?
can pretend that. I'm not. Wilder would knock Joshua out.
I'm going to go and make the fight with Fury because that's the big money fight. And Fury wants that fight because he had said, I don't know if it's still accurate, but a little while ago, he said, I have 2 fights in me. Wilder and Joshua, and then I'm done. I don't know if he's still holding to that when I read that somewhere.
Yeah, but Joshua, like, why does Joshua get that fucking right to fight?
He just has the promotional behind. He's always been. I'll put it this way.
But Wilder. If anything, I would give the rematch to Wilder rather than fucking Joshua.
Would you really?
200%.
Okay. I would go for Anthony Joshua. I think I can beat him easier if I'm Tyson Fury. I think he outboxes him. I think he might stop him late. I don't think he can use the same tactics of leaning because Joshua's a big boy too.
Yes. And he's likable. He's a nice dude as well.
Oh yeah, I'm not knocking it. I'm not. Again, when you say something like, "Oh, you hate that," no, I'm not knocking. I was happy when Anthony Joshua knocked out Klitschko's. I'm not a big fan of the Klitschko's. I was like, yay.
Yeah. Tyson was the real one that beat the Klitschko's. Like, Klitschko came out of retirement because Tyson Fury was on cocaine.
Well, they hosed Tyson Fury. They stripped him of his title. They could have easily said, "Listen, the title, he's going through some stuff." You know, they didn't need to strip him of his title. That was BS.
Right. When Wilder was fighting Tyson, we all knew, Americans, Europeans, worldwide, the immortal Biggie Shack, we all knew. It's like, this is the real fight. Because Tyson never lost. He never lost that belt against Klitschko.
No.
And I was like, that was the real, that was the big one.
It was a bullshit stripping of a title because that's what organizations do. They could have easily, they've come up with all kinds of different, this is the interim green blue belt title until the guy comes. They could have done that. Or just say, listen, you have to defend within a year. And they would have given him the time. But it doesn't matter. He won it back. Hats off to him.
Okay. In my opinion, yeah, let me give credit to your belief, yeah. Before you go to bed, Al, I'm going to go to bed too. But Can I give credit to the Americans, yeah, for a second? Is Wilder punches the face off Joshua. It will go to the 8th round, and eventually his power will start seeping through his guard.
How do you see?
And then he drops him.
Now, do you see? If they fought, this is the way I see the fight going. I see Joshua winning on points until he gets hit. Like I'm agreeing with you because that's the way I see it. at some point, Joshua, who also has a bad habit of doing the whole head straight back thing. Again, it's not, you know, and this is a long puncher. He wants you to put your head straight back because he's going to tag you.
I've seen Joshua, right, punch through people's guards. I'm like, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, he can punch. I'm not knocking him. I'm just
no. But Al, for a second, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying I've seen him. It's like his there's a reason why people like your name is known in the boxing world, so that will never be taken from you.
Yep.
But when you come across someone like Wilder who does the same shit, it's like Wilder. It's like if Wilder and Joshua fight, I would put €100, which is like $1 million in currency, on Wilder knocking him out. If I had to put a bet on, I'd say Wilder knocks Joshua out, because Joshua leaves himself open and he does foolish things. But like his power as a boxer,
he doesn't roll. He doesn't roll with the punches like a Tyson Fury. That's for sure.
That's it. And the thing with Wilder is like Wilder's power is it's retardedly powerful. I don't care how this fight ended. Wilder's fury is still retardedly powerful.
I forgot I can do this. I forgot. It's been a while, so we can put comments up. The Emoto Biggest Chat. I'm not sure Joshua has fought a beast like Wilder. Not sure he will come out. He will. Yeah.
Because he's getting knocked the fuck out.
I forgot I can do that. It's been a while since I've done one of these shows.
I agree.
One last thing. Do you think that Joshua would try to fight a similar fight that Fury just fought against Wilder? Do you think he would try to fight because he's a big guy. He's like, what's he, 260? 260? He's a big dude. Do you think he would try to fight a wear down type of fight, which could be very dangerous for him getting caught coming in? Just like Fury, again, it was a dangerous thing, but he did it to perfection because he's coming in. And again, here are my things. This is why it was successful. He established a jab immediately. He hurt him immediately. And then he smothered him, and he did it he was brilliant. Do you think Joshua would try to do you think that's the game plan for a big heavyweight to try to beat Deontay? Again, it's dangerous because you could get caught coming in and it's lights out. You think he has a skill set to do that?
Sorry, Alan. I'll continue.
Well, not again. I'm not saying he can box like Fury. He has boxing ability, but I'm saying, do you think he would try the wear down tactic?
I think 200% you're correct. I think he will. I think that's it's not even in question. Eddie hearing will be talking to Joshua saying you should do this. But that's not really like Anthony Joshua's legit style is what we know Anthony Joshua for, where he'll go in and he put his hands up. Look at him against Ruiz when he knocked him out.
Yep.
Some things you cannot change. So it's like Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua is a bad mashup for Anthony Joshua. So it's so easy. It's so easy to say like So no, I'm not saying this to your point. I'm saying in general. It's so easy to say let's wear down Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, it's not easy.
The other opponents could have said that, and then he wouldn't have beaten them. So Anthony Joshua's style is not that. So it's in my opinion, it's impossible for Anthony Joshua to do that to him because that's not Anthony Joshua's style. And in my opinion, his style is closer to Deontay Wilder's. But
Very similar. It's a good point.
Deontay Wilder's style is masterful to his potential. Do you get me? Deontay Wilder is there, whereas Anthony Joshua is on the up to there. It's like he's there. So, in my opinion, on that alone, I'm like, Deontay Wilder is there, Anthony. You fucking. There's no chance you're doing any of this. And if you change your ball game, look what happened with you and Ruiz. You try to change the game. It's not your style. And Wilder is so much better at what you do. So you're losing.
And the only thing we can judge, like I'll put it this way, I don't think Tyson Fury would have lost ever to Ruiz. Ever. I don't
dance around him, man.
Ever. And again, I get it. Joshua had dropped Ruiz. He was going for the kill, and then he got knocked out. Well, that's boxing. I don't think that happens to Deontay Wilder either. I don't think so.
And do you know, regardless of what happened with Fury and Wilder tonight, is Wilder's knockout power is fucking ridiculous.
It's still going
It's
to be there.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous here. Even if he lost to Fury tonight, in the whole legendary scheme of things, his knockout power, he's a Zulu. He's a black Zulu warrior summoned from the 18th century. How he summons that power. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
But
he
we
has
are
the go
talking
home
about
power.
boxing.
Yep.
And we're talking about boxing. And Tyson Fury is a crazy anomaly. And that's all it is.
No, hats off to him.
Anthony Joshua.
Congratulations.
Anthony Joshua is a bronze. He's a bronze bomber. Is that the best way? You're a bronze bomber, yeah? That's what you are. If you fight, like, I think them two should fight to fight Fury. And I think Wilder knocks him out.
I think Wilder would take a fight with Anthony Joshua. I think he would take it in a heartbeat.
I think Wilder would knock him out.
I just hope he's all right, which I think he is. I think he does have a broken eardrum would be my guess. I want him to heal up. I think they need to take a look at. People aren't going to understand. You'll understand. Well, I shouldn't say that. Some people understand. What we witnessed tonight was absolutely a master at work with Tyson Fury on the way his fight planned.
His weight and his size to his movement, man, it's ridiculous.
No one's going to remember this fight. It's an old fight. You can actually find the fight on YouTube. Joey Maxim versus Sugar Ray Robinson. And it wasn't even to this point because Robinson was actually winning.
I'm going to watch that when I go to bed, mate. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to
there's
on your words.
There's no sound to it. You have to literally, it's a film. Someone took film footage of it, and it's the only film footage of the fight, the whole fight. And it's basically Joey Maxim wearing down a much better fighter. Not that Joey Maxim was a bad fighter. He was a bigger fighter. Sugar Ray Robinson challenged for the light heavyweight title, and Maxim stopped him in the 13th, and Maxim was not a big puncher. He just wore him down. It was a hot night in New York, and he kept hitting him to the body, and he kept wearing him down. And Joey Maxim always said, they never give me credit for that fight. It wasn't the ref who was doing what I was doing. I won the fight. But so what
yeah,
Tyson,
even your moral is saying it was a masterclass, man.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know how else to put it. They looked at what they did the first fight. They improved on it. This is my big fear as a Deontay Wilder fan, what I just saw. He's going to establish the jab. He's going to be a little more aggressive. He was a lot more aggressive. He's got to hurt him. He did. And then once he hurt him, he still had to watch out for the power. But then at a certain point, I think he was like, I got to watch the power, but I got him. When he broke he sees the blood. He knows that guy. And you can see the legs doing this. He mugged him. Hats off. Congratulations. It was an absolutely, let's go. The Immortal Biggie Shack. It was a masterpiece. It was.
And you know what? If you look boxing, man, I know when most people talk about boxing, you talk about Pacquiao Mayweather, which was a great pinnacle of the sport. I still expected more from Pacquiao in that fight because you were the buzzsaw. But I'm like, that was, when the wild buzzsaw, I don't think we got the full Pacquiao versus Mayweather.
What disappointed me in that fight was his shoulder was hurt, and they let the fight go on because they waited so long to make the fight.
Yeah, and I 200% agree. What I'm saying is, when I say that, it sounds like, you hate Mayweather. It's can I point out Mayweather's his shoulder roll is it's retarded. Yeah. It's like Mayweather after two rounds, yeah. Where they're like, most people look at boxing and they want an exciting fight where it just punches are thrown. Mayweather sits down in his corner, he looks at you and he looks through your eyes. And then he's like, right, he's like Neo in the Matrix. I know where you're gonna swing. I'm just gonna hit you more. You're gonna
he's one of the greatest.
Amazing. That's amazing though. Like, if you're a boxing fan, and I'm a late coming boxing fan, and him and Canelo Alvarez, yeah, he gave the best response to Mayweather. He is the only dude who was ever a real human when he spoke. Do you remember when he completely outboxed the fuck out of Canelo?
Yeah.
And what did Canelo say? It was like trying to punch a shadow. And I'm like, you know what? Fair play to you, mate. Fair fucking play to you, because anybody who fights him never gives him that credit. And Floyd Mayweather, he's
No,
ridiculous.
he is
He's
one
amazing, man.
of
Come
the
on.
greatest of all time.
Defensive, Pernell Whitaker. You know what I mean? Like for the defensive game, it's like Pernell Whitaker.
Yeah, Pernell Whitaker was. I think Mayweather is slightly. They're both great. I think Mayweather was slightly better than Pernell defensively.
Brilliant.
I think Pernell was a better. Well, Pernell. You know what? Mayweather at the lighter weights, he actually would lay in a little more with his punches too.
200%. Yeah.
It's as he got to the heavier weights, he was a little more. Listen, I shouldn't even say that. You know what it was? He was so good when he got to the heavier weights. No, there was no one really challenged him. No,
that was the problem, man. It was amazing.
At the lighter weights, he actually got challenged by a few guys, and he sat down a little more on his punches. But no, great fighter. Props to him.
Look, it's boring to watch. I get it. You know, if you were watching,
it was boring to watch.
It's really boring. But it's like when you look at it, then it's like when you say you're a boxing fan and then you rewatch it, you're like, oh, this is like, you're totally. You want that other cunt to hit him, and he never can, and that's like. Your defense game is absolutely flawless.
I remember when Arturo Gatti took a fight with him. I'm like, there's no way in hell he's gonna even touch him. And he didn't. It's just like, and he beat the snot out of Gatti.
And that's what I mean. And look, Al, you are far more like you are far deep into the boxing game than me. I will humbly concede that. But I'm just saying this. When I watch it, like it wasn't very entertaining, but just because it wasn't very entertaining, it was like when you look back, it's so magical.
Now you're talking about some of Mayweather's fights, correct? You mean Mayweather?
Yeah, Mayweather.
I just want people who popping in and out. We're not talking about the Tyson Fury fight right now.
Well,
listen, I thought it was an entertaining fight. I thought it was entertaining. My guy didn't win.
But the thing is, right. If I can talk about Tyson Fury and Mayweather, complete opposites.
Yeah.
But I think in the heavyweight division, you don't move like that. Even Muhammad Ali, he does the shuffle, but he takes punches.
Yeah.
Like Tyson Fury.
Ali would sit down.
I'm not saying Tyson Fury would beat Muhammad Ali, but I'm saying is his movement for his size and weight.
It's tremendous.
It's ridiculous.
Light. We'll just go off tonight. Just tonight. 273 pounds, or I believe it was. Light on his feet, and he was aggressive. So, again, let's think what he did. They adapted their game plan. Okay? They went to a different trainer. His cousin says, no knock on his former trainer. They adapted. Okay? You can go back. I did a thing after the first fight. I said, he's going to look and say, I should have threw more punches because I could have hit him. And that's all he did. He threw more punches. He established a jab right away. He established, I'm going to move in, but I'm not going to be silly about it. Once he hurt him, the other thing was important. I have to hurt him. He hurt him. Once he did that, now the rest of the plan takes effect. Okay, I've hurt him. Now, if I get him on the ropes, I'm going to lean on him. And you saw every time he had a chance, Johnny, he puts him in a headlock. And you keep doing that until the referee says, cut that crap out. I'm taking a point. You just keep doing that. And he lean on it. That's an old Ali tactic. Different way. But Ali used to lean on Joe Frazier's head, everyone's head, and they'd complain. But they never took a point away. And it just wears down a guy. And then he hit him. Again, people forget, again, I was going for Deontay Wilder. Both fights. Okay? All right. The first fight, I thought Fury won by 2 points, but I saw the draw because I watched it. I said, because I was judging. I judge the fight. I write it down. I'm sitting there and I write close round. I said, well, if those close rounds went to Wilder, right, it's an even fight. Anyway, my point being is a lot of people, not me or you, we know Deontay Wilder can hit hard, but the other guy
amazingly hard. Sorry, can I add to your fan perspective?
Yeah,
amazingly hard.
Yeah,
he would knock out Anthony Joshua.
But here's the point: Tyson Fury's not like he's hitting with cream puffs. He can hit pretty hard too. So people ignored that. They just took out the factor. See, I didn't. Tyson Fury can hit hard. He doesn't maybe have the same devastating power as a Deontay Wilder, but if you keep hitting someone and wearing them down he just basically chopped a tree down. and he actually went to the body a little bit, which Wilder never got on track, never could get on track, never got on track. He didn't win. Possibly he might have was close in the second whatever, but he ended up getting knocked down anyway. So it's he never got on track. Great game plan, great execution by Tyson Fury and his people, and most of all, respect and hats off to Tyson Fury for winning. And I hope he fights Anthony Joshua next, because I want to see him fight Anthony Joshua.
And can I say humbly as well, in respect, is I don't think Anthony Joshua deserves to be in the same realm. Well, no, that's rude. I don't think he deserves to be in the same pitch as Tyson Fury. Not that Tyson Fury is ahead of anybody else, but it's like Tyson Fury, and I would take Deontay Wilder round 3 over that, because at least
that's what Biggie Shaq was saying. He wanted to see that.
Yeah. It's like Deontay Wilder from
you could sell that fight. You could say, we want to go a third time.
But why right now? It's like, right, so Tyson Fury is the hottest shit right now, yeah, in the heavyweight. He's the shit, yeah.
But the biggest money fight, in my opinion, for him and his people, Anthony Joshua.
It is. But
that's
yeah. You're right. There's no but. You're right.
All
I'm saying though is Tyson can chill, yeah, and it's like you have to go through Wilder before you talk to me, homie, because I went through.
He could. You're right. You could do that, but do you risk your? Actually, you know what? You could do that, because if Wilder beats Joshua, it just sets up a big rematch, third fight.
And if Joshua beats him, then it just sets up.
And you take a fight in between. You should win.
Of course.
You should win. But again,
but yeah, Ruiz was supposed to be Anthony Joshua's in between fight,
and it didn't turn out that way.
So why does Anthony Joshua be pushed to that? I'm like, you don't deserve
it. He's very popular, and his promotion is good.
You're right. But Deontay Wilder, for me, is like whoever lost that fight with Tyson, right? And Al, you're right. I'm not negating.
No, I know what you're saying.
Point of view, what I mean is, whoever lost that fight between Tyson and Wilder tonight, you were the gatekeeper to the champion. Do you get me?
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm like, so you have to go through me to get there. And whether it was Tyson that won it, and whether Wilder knocked Tyson out or Tyson did what he did, you were the gatekeeper.
I'll just give you this, and I know you're tired, and I'll let you go because I enjoyed talking to you.
I love it so much. I love you, brother. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you. I love you too. Here's the thing. You remember Tommy Morrison? Was a boxer back he was a white heavyweight with a big left hook, weak chin. And I always compare, when anyone talks about turning down big money fights, right? Tommy Morrison could have went to England to fight Lennox Lewis when Lewis was still champ, and Tommy Morrison was undefeated. They didn't want to go to England to fight, and they were offered $25 million to go to England back in the 90s, I think it was.
Jesus, right? That's like $1 billion.
Okay. Now, they were like, well, we'll take this tune-up fight, and we'll fight in Vegas in the fall. And I'm going to tell you a funny thing happened on the way to the forum. Tommy Morrison got knocked out in one round by Michael Bent. Lennox Lewis lost the title. So my thinking, if I'm a fighter and fighter manager or a promoter, I'm maxing out my guy to make the money now. Because a funny thing can happen on the way to the forum.
Fuck that.
The Granite Person says late 90s, I believe. Yeah.
I don't like the Granite Person, man. He spoke shit about Milty. He made him like he's a hacker, and he's not. I don't like him.
All right, well, we don't like
on the real talk about boxing is 200%, man. Wilder deserves the shot against Fury, but I think Wilder should knock Anthony Joshua out on the road to it.
Just to go quickly back to my point was, so they would fight later, 2 years later, and you could have went to England to get knocked out for $25 million. Instead, you got knocked out for $4 million. So my point is, always take the money. That's my point. That's just my point. I always go back to that.
100%.
There's always the other story that's similar to that was a college football player playing at Miami, was a defensive lineman. They go, "Are you going to go out, turn pro?" He goes, "No." He was one of those rare guys who went to Miami University. He goes, "I'm going to get my college scholarship. I'm going to get my college degree." And he blew his knee out. Never played pro. Never, you should have went out and got the money. You could always go back and get the thing. That's all I'm saying. Always go. I get your point. I get Biggie Shaq's point. It'd be interesting if it would be really cool to say these two guys fight and then the winner gets Fury. In the old days, it kind of happened like that. Not all the time, but a lot of time. But I just don't see it happening with it might. You never know. Strange things happen in boxing.
Could I ask you this? In the modern age, the Klitschko's like boring or not? Their boxing philosophy was amazing. They jabbed, they stood away. They knew their physicality.
Oh yeah, they
knew what to work. That jab, how they worked that jab.
Yeah, no, they were great.
But as
boring
as it was, as boring as
very
it was,
effective.
They knew how to work that jab.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm taller than you with a bigger reach. Bang, bang, bang. I know where your chin is and your face is. I don't need to knock you out. I just need to hit you in the face and I'll
score
get points.
Yep.
As a true boxing fan, and it's like it's the same reason kind of Mayweather gets hate, isn't it? Mayweather gets kind of the Klitschko shit, where it's like, it was boring. It was boring, but you expect more from the heavyweight division, because you're heavy hitters.
Yeah.
So it's like, what I want to ask you is, it's like, how does Fury as the top do it? It's like, regardless about Joshua and Wilder, Fury is the top motherfucker.
Absolutely.
So it's like, how does he fare when it comes to legacy? And people who don't know boxing will say Muhammad Ali, la la la. They'll spell out these common names that you don't know.
Let's look at who he beat Klitschko. He drew with Wilder. Some people might think he won. We're gonna go with the official thing. He drew and then he stopped him.
I'm with you on that. I'm with
you.
But he got up from a crazy knockout.
My point being is, he is one of the top heavyweights of his era. That makes you, when you retire, if you're one of the top heavyweights of your era, it makes you a top heavyweight, period. Because you can only fight the people in your era. The 3 top fighters now. He beat a top fighter in Klitschko. Right? He beat Wilder. Now, if he beats Joshua, it's the 3 top fighters now are Fury, and this is before all the fights, before everything. Fury, Joshua, Wilder. And I think actually most people look down on Fury because they're like, oh yeah, he's a white guy and blah 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 blah.
He's a white gypsy Irish English dude.
And there's still some of that nonsense around. Whatever. But
even after tonight,
there'll be that nonsense. Listen, give people the proper due, regardless of race, color, creed, and all that stuff. The guy won the fight, and he's a very good fighter. So those are the 3 top fighters. So if you beat the other 2 top fighters, right? You beat the other 2 top fighters of your era. You have to go down. If you're the best fighter of your era, when you retire, you're elevated. You can only see, everyone goes back to the 70s and the late 60s, or the 60s. Well, there were a lot of great heavyweights then. And Muhammad Ali was the best of, so he always gets elevated, rightfully so.
Yeah.
But again, name some other top heavyweights, Johnny. It's Joshua, Wilder, and Tyson Fury.
It's kind of like the Lewis Foreman shit, isn't it? It's the same formula when it comes to Ali. You know what I mean? It's like Lewis. It's like you talk about these motherfuckers. It's the same shit. Joe Lewis fucking against Muhammad Ali, George Foreman. You're like, oh yeah, I still think George Foreman's a bit overrated.
Well, here's the thing with
Roy Hook, yeah.
Here's the thing with George Foreman. He annihilated Joe Frazier to win the title. Then he annihilates Kenny Norton. And in between that, he knocked out, I think the guy's name was Jose Roman. I think. I can't remember the guy. He annihilates that guy.
Competition that was close, he annihilated to prove
Yeah. So and on the way up, he beat the usual suspects. He had trouble with what would be considered a cruiserweight now. Giorgio Peralta out of Argentina gave him a tough time the first time they fought at the Garden. Some people thought it was a draw. Some people thought, I've watched it over. It was a tough fight. You can find it on YouTube. That's a great thing about YouTube. You can find a lot of these old, because I read about it and let me watch him. Like, Jesus, that guy the second time around, he beat him. He handled him better.
What about the Norton fight with Ali? Some people say that's where his brain damage really occurred, like, because Ali said he was the hardest hitter, like, not George Foreman. And when you watch that fight, you're like, shit.
Foreman, the Ali Foreman fight, Foreman never really caught him clean. Ali did the rope-a-dope. It worked because the ropes were loose and he would lean back and stuff. Foreman was a good fighter. I'm just saying, some people get down on him. He was a good fighter. The Ali thing, that kind of notch brings his leg. If you go like you play a boxing game, he's never he's in the next tier of fighters all the time.
That's wrong. Yeah, I agree. That's wrong, though.
The thing that killed Foreman when he was young was his stamina. He only lost. He lost 2 fights before he retired.
Would that not be similar, though, to like Deontay Wilder? Sorry, Al, to come in over you, though, in the sense of, like, he has to get you the fuck out of there early.
When he was young, yes.
And Deontay Wilder has that crazy power. You know what I mean? Where it's like I have to get you out of there early, because no, to be wrong, I'm wrong. Because Deontay Wilder showed that crazy power when he knocked Tyson Fury out in the 12th round. So I'm wrong. I'm straight up wrong.
I'm just saying, if you
showed that crazy power in the 12th round, so I'm wrong.
If you beat the top fighters of your era, let's just assume Fury fights Joshua for argument's sake, right? Or okay. He beats Joshua, right? So now let's look at it. Fury would have beat. We're playing a game. I'm not saying I think he beats him. I'm just saying. So if he beat Joshua in a fight, right? You now beat Klitschko, who everyone thought Klitschko was going to win. A lot of people thought Klitschko was going to win that fight, just because Fury sometimes doesn't train, this and that. Okay. Then you beat Deontay Wilder. And again, for my argument, my discussion purpose, not an argument, I don't want to say you beat Joshua. Those are the 3 best heavyweights today in his era. You can't say, well, he didn't fight Ali, he didn't fight Joe Louis, he didn't fight Rocky Marciano, he didn't fight Mike. Those guys, he didn't fight Lennox Lewis. They're not in his era, so you can only judge what he fights. If he beats the 3 best, 4 best, whatever, then when he retires, in my opinion, whoever it is, but we're using Tyson Fury because it fits the formula that we're trying. You are now elevated to an outstanding fighter. You beat the guys in your era who were the best.
And now you can question you against legends.
Yes, and he would give a lot of people tough time, just like the Klitschkos would give a lot of great heavyweights. They're big and they box and they know how to use the jab and they throw the right hand. And guess what? You getting close, they have octopus arms. They're grabbing onto you for dear life. Great. Lennox. You know who else doesn't get enough credit sometimes?
Lennox Lewis.
Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis fought everyone. I heard someone go, hey, he didn't fight Bo. And then I had to explain to them, do you know why he didn't fight Riddick Bowe? Riddick Bowe threw the title away because I think it was a WBC title. He didn't want to defend against him because Lewis beat him in the Olympics. He never wanted to fight him again. I'm not saying who would have won. I think Lewis would have beat him again in the pros.
I think the only thing that tarnishes Lewis's legacy is
he got knocked out twice.
The truth. But he beat Mike Tyson, fair and square. But people say that wasn't the real Mike Tyson.
But that was a Mike Tyson then.
But he'll never get that, real. And I think that kind of affected people's opinion.
Here's the thing with Mike Tyson. A very good fighter. Legend, right? I don't put him up to the top as much as other people. He's great. He's up there. Lost to Holyfield when he was supposed to annihilate Holyfield. Twice he lost to Holyfield. Lennox Lewis, he was already a shell of him. I knew Lewis was, but I'm saying who, and I like Mike Tyson was very good for boxing, very exciting for boxing. Name the Hall of Famer he beat. He beat an old Larry Holmes. Now everyone does that. Again, no knock on Tyson. He was tremendous. He wiped out everybody. But I'm saying when people say that about Lennox Lewis, you can do that with any boxer's career. You go to Rocky Marciano, they go, well, he beat Lewis when he was old. Yep. Yep. Oh, he beat Archie Moore when he was old. Yep. But was Archie Moore still a top fighter? Yes. When Lennox Lewis fought Mike Tyson, he's still a top. Is he Mike Tyson from 4 years? No, but he's still a top fighter. People still feared him. Lennox Lewis did a job on him.
And that's the thing. If you love Mike Tyson that much, it's like Lennox Lewis is just another notch on the belt that you wouldn't remember. You know what I mean? It's like Lennox Lewis is an expected notch on the belt for Mike Tyson. It didn't happen that way. And that's why boxing is fucking amazing. The boxer always wins, man. The boxer always wins. As stupid and honest as that is.
No, Lomachenko is a freak of nature. Have you ever watched? He's a lightweight now. Is he gonna be is he a junior welterweight? He is a freak of nature, Lomachenko. He is. You check him out if you haven't, Johnny. You watch him.
I know. I'm well aware of him. Just the person who's saying that question.
I know. But I can't ignore the person who says that. I'm sorry.
You speak to him. I won't. He called a close friend of mine.
I know, and I wish he didn't.
He's not a hacker. Milt is not a hacker. Do not call him. So
Milt is not a hacker, and I wish he didn't call him a hacker because Milt is not. You were talking about Ninja Milt, right?
Yes.
Milt is not a hacker. Yeah. Milt is not a hacker. So, but I will acknowledge his question. He's come into my chat, John. I have to, and he's not been rude. If he was rude to you, or anyone's rude to any of my guests, they're gone. So,
if he's Baron, I would love to talk to him verbally because I smashed. But we're on Al's channel, so let's chill.
I appreciate that, but you can speak freely if you want. But anyway,
no, about boxing. Yeah,
boxing. So the Lomachenko is a freak of. He's unbelievably one of the best boxers I've ever seen. I've watched him make guys quit on the stool. I'm sitting there going, that guy's gonna quit. I watched 3 fights in I think it was 3 fights in a row. I watched guys quit on the stool. They're like, yeah, I can't hit this guy, and he's hitting me over and over again. I quit. Just quit on the stool. Top-notch professionals quit on the stool.
What about Gennady Golovkin and his record against Canelo? Like, he was robbed then. Gennady Golovkin, in my opinion, was robbed twice.
The first fight, I was highly disappointed with. I didn't like. The second fight was tremendous. I thought Triple G won the second fight. That's just my opinion. You know, it goes back to who's the popular guy, who's got the better promoter sometimes. And then you got 3 people judging something. They should have 5-year-olds judge fights because they'll pick the winner right 99.9% of the time. Now, was it a close fight? Yeah, I thought the first fight I thought sucked. I thought both fighters were awful. You have to understand.
I agree.
They were way too cautious. You have to understand. I came off and now here's where people are going to get upset with me. I come off the Mayweather-McGregor fight, which was highly entertaining, right? I enjoyed it thoroughly.
It was a joke in its own way.
But it was, listen, they put the gloves on, they fought. The build-up, everything was entertaining. Then I paid more money to watch this other fight, which I was more excited about. And I watched, again, for everything I didn't like about the first fight, the second fight made up for it. It was a tremendous fight, the second fight, in my opinion. I think Triple G won. I called a draw on the first fight. Go back. I actually have the video on the channel. I said, this is a draw. And I didn't think it was a good fight. It wasn't entertaining to me. The second fight was tremendous. But does that knock Canelo Alvarez? No, he's not the judge. He fought. They said he won. So he won. I didn't think he won. I'm not saying he got killed. I just thought Triple G won by a couple of points. That's just my opinion. But that's boxing.
He was the boxer against the Wilder, in a sense, in a lower way sense, you know. But no, to be fair, no, I don't want to discredit Wilder because Wilder is a great boxer. What I mean is, I know
what you mean.
Wilder, Fury, Golovkin, and Canelo, it is actually very similar.
Yeah, I think Triple G has better boxing ability than a Deontay Wilder. I just do. He fought better as
Oh,
an
no, yeah, I'm calling Triple G Fury for the record.
yeah. So
And I'm calling Canelo Wilder.
oh, that's interesting. I thought you were going. I misunderstood.
No,
So that's that's
the other way
interesting.
around. I meant
Yeah.
it the other way around, like,
Yeah.
because Canelo has that power. Do you know what I mean? And Golovkin has that boxing. It's all about generalship in the ring. It's most people watch a fight, yeah. And if you've ever been in a fight in your life, if you're in a bar fight or in a reality fight, it's very different in a boxing ring, because in a boxing ring you have a square, and then people don't get it because they've never been in it. Where it's like, when it comes to generalship in the ring, it's like if someone's coming over upon you upon an angle, and it fucks you up to change your angle and put you on your bad foot or your bad hand. Like, people watching this on TV don't understand that. When you say ring generalship, they don't know
That's
what
what.
that means.
Well, that's
They don't know
what you're
that
just
means.
what you're explaining is that. And there's not even. We can go a little
No.
far. We can go a little farther with ring generalship. Even with a pressure fighter, there's ring generalship. You have to do certain things to try to maneuver a boxer into a situation so you can hit him. So even if you're looking at a pressure fighter,
Pacquiao. Let's use Pacquiao.
and Pacquiao has actually good in and out skill. And if you watched him, I remember the first time I ever saw Manny Pacquiao fight. There was a channel, I don't even know if it's still around, Telemundo. It's a Spanish channel, right? And they used to have boxing on all the time. And I'm watching this kid from the Philippines. I'm like, oh my God, this kid's incredible, right? And he was more of a in and out. He was actually more of a slugger earlier, excuse me. And then as he moved up in weight class, he kept the slugging, but he did it in such a cool way where he would pop in and he'd open up, right? And then he'd pop out. He was his hand speed and punching power were pretty. And as he got up in weight, the punching power to him, but his hand speed was always there. His in and out movement. Just look now. His last fight, he totally. And people were like, oh God, the guy with the ponytail. I can't think of his name. He was on the broadcast. Oh, nuts. But Pacquiao destroyed him.
Who gives a fuck? That's his name.
Yeah, Pacquiao. Everyone's like, oh, he's gonna beat him. Pacquiao. I said, if Pacquiao has anything left, this guy's made for Pacquiao. He doesn't throw enough punches, and he's gonna get destroyed. And he chopped him up, won an easy decision.
And Al, the way you speak, yeah, and even in the chat there, it's the way you speak, it's you understand it, because look, I've been in the ring, but absolute amateur, less than amateur boxer, to say the least. But I mean, is when you're standing in a ring with people, it's a completely different ball.
Oh, absolutely. I used to screw around and spar. Yeah,
different. This isn't a bar brawl, where you can just grab someone in the headlock, throw them over, and then smash a bottle over their head.
Keith Thurman. Keith, thank you, Warren.
Great example. Keith Thurman's a great example for pressure. But I'm saying, when you're in the ring with someone else, say me and you stood off against each other, yeah, and we're the same age, yeah. And so we're going back in time for you, Al, yeah, my brother.
I'm a little older than you guys.
so now I'm more afraid of you, yeah. But I mean is we stand at the corner of the ring, yeah. But we what happens, what people don't understand when it comes to boxing, is it's a fair one-on-one. And what happens is me and you are gonna start circulating each other.
Yep.
And then either I'm gonna impose the pressure, and maybe I'll throw a few jabs at you. And always remember, twist the fist. You've never been like it's retarded. I have to tell you to do that. But I mean, so say I'm throwing a few jabs out there for you, Al, but you're negotiating that and you're swinging to the left. So now I have to turn to your left is my right.
Yep.
And maybe that's my bad hand, and you're aware of that. So I'm a bit slower and sluggish now reacting, and you're aware of that, and you'll jump in, bang. Well, people will not notice that though. When people watch a boxing fight, they don't notice that shit.
What Johnny just explained is ring generalship, and you did a wonderful job of doing that. So, but yeah, I like to say hello to Collectaholic. Wonderful channel. Please check it out. We'll end it with this. If you beat, it doesn't mean we're leaving right away. I'm just saying what the thought with Tyson Fury, because you asked it, and I'll say it once again. He beats Anthony Joshua. In his era, he's the best. That makes you an all-time best. Tyson Fury against any heavyweight would give any heavyweight trouble. He's a big man. He can box. He can hit. Again, people underestimate his power. So you get a man who's 270 pounds at 6'9". He's fighting Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali's 6'1", I believe, and two in his prime, 215. We'll even give him 220. Now Ali would have to do in and out, right? Fury. If I'll give you an example, and I'm not saying Tyson Fury, like you said, we're not saying he beats whoever. I'm just saying he can compete. Joe Bugner fought Muhammad Ali. Joe Bugner, much smaller than Tyson Fury, good sized guy, could box very well, didn't hit as hard. But the first time he fought Muhammad Ali, go back and watch the fight. It was from Vegas, 12 rounds. Ali actually said that guy's going to be champ someday. Now, Bugner never lived up to that potential because he had a bad habit of freezing. That's not the right word. He would freeze in some big fights. That's not true either because against he never did it. But he was a good fighter. Joe Bugner was a good fighter. But that's what I'm trying to compare.
On another day, he probably could do it, and he'd be a legend.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, so the way I look at, if we're going to compare Tyson Fury fighting, again, just is for ha-ha's sake, okay? Please, I'm not saying who wins what. We're going to compare just to Muhammad Ali. Could he compete with Muhammad Ali? Yes. Because I look at the Joe Bugner, I look at the Joe Bugner fight, and I look at against Muhammad Ali, and I say Tyson Fury can do a lot of the similar things, except he's bigger and probably hits harder than Joe Bugner. That's all I'm saying. So that we'll never know. We don't know. You don't know. You don't know if Jack Johnson could beat Muhammad Ali. We can talk about it, but we don't know. It's fun to talk about. And
it is, my brother. It is. It's like if Joe Frazier can do what he does to Ali, like Tyson Fury could do the same. Could do a similar job.
I have to give a big shout out. We're big Deontay Wilder fans. He says, Al, I was shocked. What's blazing in sports, T-Dub? Well, he got mugged. He got mugged, my friend. I was in shock. I was rooting for we're Deontay Wilder fans. We're not going to lie about it. Again, check out this wonderful channel, What's Blazing in Sports. This is Johnny, our good friend from Ireland. He mugged him.
And yeah, I've been giving the most credit to Deontay Wilder that I can give. Do you know? And I'm not against him. I think he would knock out Anthony Joshua, but I think Tyson Fury is the top dog.
Well, Warren Chandler brings up a point I was trying to make. Bugner swam 30 lengths of a pool after the Ali fight. Ali went to. Bugner was a great athlete. But my point is being, when I compare things, just to say, could a guy compete? I don't know. But I look at a fight that might be similar style, right? I say, well, if this guy could do it, then I think this guy could do it. That's all I'm saying.
Sorry, no, continue.
No. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, as our good friend T-Dub says, hello, Johnny.
No, humble and nice to meet you, brother.
Oh, great guy.
Al, it's just so nice to be on a channel where I can talk about boxing, man.
Oh, you can come on anytime.
You don't understand this release from me. It's like Hagler here and shit. You know what I mean? Where it's like, that's a fucking fight.
But again,
science. But I'm like, just for a second, it's anybody who knows who's boxed for real is when you're standing in the ring and you're sparring and you're in a real fight, is if you're in a real fight, say I go out to the bar, like I came back from the bar, but if I come up and someone wants to start on me, I'm not saying I'm gonna knock them out or anything, but it's the simple psychology of like boxing is just life in a sense. Where it's like your immediate reaction is fists up, you know, when you're about to get in a fight, boxing. And it's the simple things. Like I'm right-handed, so my left hand automatically comes up to block my chin. Because if you hit me on the chin, it's game over. So it's like, you know, my left hand is coming up as a defense. My right hand is coming up like where you zoning at me. Now, when you're in a bar fight, you're not really thinking about that. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, people are overswinging. Never overswing, you know what I mean? Obviously, you punch through and you twist your arm into the face. For people who know how to swing, it's common sense. But when you're in a boxing ring and there's shit on the line, my God. Do you know what I mean? It's like as simple people, we forget that. And I believe it's the people who have never been in a boxing ring that talk like that. Do you get me? Where it's like, that's
no, I understand because you for people who just joined, Johnny did a beautiful job, and T-Dub is a boxer and trainer. But Johnny did a wonderful explanation of ring generalship, and people, you know, again, and there's ring generalship whether you're an aggressive fighter, whether you're a counter puncher, whether you're a boxer, you have to do certain things to execute your game plan. And again, what impressed me thoroughly, and I know I keep saying it, and we have a few different people in the chat, or I see there's more people. Again, we did this really early, late, however you want to put it. And we're gonna go. I just like talking boxing, and I get to talk it.
So do I, Al. So do I.
So like I keep saying we're gonna be off in 5 minutes. We're going on 2 hours now. So the thing I worried about when I saw the weight of Tyson Fury was, okay, he's going to try the wear down tactic. He's got to in my mind, what does he have to establish? The jab. He's got to hurt Wilder, and he's got to the wear. And he did everything. He did everything. The one knock, and it's not a knock, is he smothered his punches once in a while. And his own corner said that you're smothering yourself. He fought a brilliant fight. That was a different type of boxing than the first time. The first time he fought, and we talked with T-Dub later on his channel. We said it together. He could have hit him more. He's going to go. And T-Dub said this, and I agreed with him because I had the same thought process. We always thought, and I don't want to speak for him, but that Fury could adapt more. And Wilder were like, I hope he uses his left hook a bit and maybe digs to the body. Wilder never got on track, and then he got his eardrum broke early. All done, fight over. And his corner did a good job of stopping. I didn't want to see him get hurt.
Do you know what he said about Wilder, Mal? And I know he said we're going to end this fucking hour ago, but I love boxing just like you do. Is Wilder has a split stance, where it's like his legs, he spreads his legs.
He's wide.
Wide, like, and he's got immaculate power. Like he doesn't need to go bang. The thing with Wilder is he doesn't need that charge. Where it's like that's where people love him. Whereas you just got that crazy power. It's like bang. You don't even need that. And that's what's crazy about Wilder. But the thing with Tyson Fury is he jumps and he juggles, and it's like for the size of him, that's ridiculous. So if you do that wide bang, all Tyson has to do is kind of like hit you. Just a few soft jabs, test you out, bang. Once you soft, when Wilder does that wide stance, that means there's a big jab coming. So all Tyson has to do is stop and then kind of plant him in the face with a soft jab. Bang, and then that throws him off. So when that throws him off, he's automatically from his attack. Yeah, when you get hit in the chin, what's like bang. So instead of being like this. Bang! Now you're like this, which means you're in defensive posture. Do you know?
And the other thing,
you're in defensive posture.
Yeah, it's different.
I'll just pepper you. I'm just gonna pepper you.
And like once the eardrum, like what's blazing, I said the same thing. Once the eardrum was busted, the equilibrium's gone. It's amazing he survived that long, and I was happy the corner stopped it. The other thing, oh crud, I forgot what I missed. I lost my train of thought. Son of a gun. That's what happens when you get up.
You were about to look my Tyson Fury did. No, mine.
He just did a great job, and he never let Wilder never got on track. It's brilliant. You can't say it was a masterful performance, like Biggie Shaq said. So. And
Biggie Small,
Biggie Shaq. I'm sorry, yeah. Biggie Small's a rapper.
Biggie. Can't you see Tyson Fury's punches? Fuck me up. Yeah.
And then he sang at the end, which was awesome. So, but
I agree. It's just his wide stance. I believe is that was his end game for me. That's why I put €10 on Tyson Fury on points, and I didn't win the bet.
No, because you didn't get the point. Yeah.
He didn't win on points. But I had it because he's just so masterful. That it's like he doesn't get credit because he's a big fat white guy from fucking Ireland and England. Do you know what I mean? So you won't get that credit. And I'm so glad to see him kind of come past that. And Tyson Fury, as I always say, Al, when it comes to mental health, he donated $5 million to charity. Yeah. And he didn't say anything about it. You know how people found out about it is because a charity for mental health got $5 million, and people started looking into it.
Where'd it come from? Yeah.
And the thing I love about him is people had to find out where that came from rather than him telling them.
No, like I said, I think he's a good.
I love him. I love him for that.
And what's blazing your sports? our good friend T-Dub says it was a good thing they stopped it. He could, I agree. He could have been seriously hurt and ruined him as a fighter. Even worse if he took a lot more punishment. I thought the round before when one of his cornermen goes, listen, you got to throw the right hand. You got to get him out. You got to throw. He didn't say like you got to do it, but you got the impression was like in his eyes. He was almost tearing up, like I'm going to stop this fight because I don't want to see. You could see Mark Brilliant, and then again, like I said, at the end when they showed a clip of it, the other cornerman's just sitting there with his head like he couldn't do it, like he told or whatever. They must have agreed. Mark Brilliant is right near the commission, and he turned to the commission. He goes, "That's it, that's it." He goes, stop the fight, stop the fight. And they get up and they go. And that's when you see Kenny Bayless look over and go. And Deontay Wilder said, why'd you stop the fight? And he goes, your corner. But I think Bayless was going to, he was going to get hurt bad. Not that he didn't get hurt, but he was going to get hurt bad. So, and I don't want to see that with any fighter. So whether I like them or not. And I like Deontay Wilder. So I definitely don't want to see that.
I like Deontay Wilder too. But as a European, not money messing. But for real, Deontay Wilder knocks out Anthony Joshua. Yeah, let me put some respect on Deontay's name. Yeah, he knocks out Anthony Joshua.
And we'll leave. You know what? We'll leave that with the final. We'll leave that with the final word. I just want to say, because it's going on 3:05 a.m. here, and I gotta get a little bit of sleep.
And I need to piss.
And he needs to piss. Johnny, thank you for coming on. Johnny the King, you're the best. I love you, man.
You're the king, brother. You're the
king. Continued best wishes. God bless you, my friend. I'd like to thank everyone who joined us in the chat. I greatly appreciate you guys. Early morning, late night. Check out our good friend, What's Blazing in Sports, T-Dub, and wonderful boxing channel. And thank you, everyone who jumped in. And remember, let's all be nice to one another if we can. And we should, because it's a better world that way. So thank you very much. Health and happiness. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. Hats off to Tyson Fury. Great effort. He wins tonight.
Be easy, y'all. And here, put some respect on Deontay Wilder's name.
Absolutely.
He knocks out Anthony Joshua easy. Yeah.
Peace!